Hey y'all, so I was unable to finish with my cleaning last week because I got totally discouraged, so I'm not going to lie. Because my kids decided to come in and completely destroy my house. So I did the downstairs. I was able to complete something. I feel at least happy that I was able to do that. I wasn't able to do anything else though because they destroyed everything, and whenever I got to the point where I was going to go upstairs, I was like, what's the point? They're just going to destroy everything all over again. I shouldn't do anything. Not anything, but you know what I'm saying. And so I just haven't done it yet. So when it happens, I will let you know. But instead, I decided that I was going to do, just because I have a lot of questions that are usually asked, because I do have a lot of kids. And so people usually ask just certain things about my family. And so here are 7 big family facts that I feel like everyone should know. And these are actually adapted from a blog. And I'll put the link to the blog underneath so you can read what she said too, because it's really good. But these are my thoughts. And these are the things that I like and the things that I have noticed with my 5 kids. So, 7 facts. Here we go. Fact number 1. The kids don't come all at one time, which means they're not all the same age. So I'm not like buckling everyone into car seats, and a lot of them, the older 3 can actually, buckle themselves in, and they actually help a lot with like the younger 2. So I put the baby in, as you can hear her talking to me. I put the baby in, and they help with the toddler, and then they do their own seats. It's super simple, and it's super nice. And when we go places, my kids are actually pretty close in age. At least I have 2 sets that are kind of close. So I have my 2nd and 3rd that are about 14 months apart, and then my 4th and 5th are about 17 months apart. And so those ones are a little bit of the harder ones for me because they did kind of come like almost like they were all at once. But it was actually kind of nice because I had that big break, and then I had another big break, and so then I was able to just kind of spend that time with those individual babies, which is kind of nice. And then my babies actually potty trained super early. Don't hate me. But like this one here actually ended up potty training herself at like 15 months in a day, maybe a day and a half. She peed the bed once and really hasn't peed the bed since, unless she's like super sick and can't hold it kind of thing. But like, I mean, I've been very blessed. I've been very lucky, very blessed, and so, I mean, everything is just kind of like a build on its thing kind of thing. Like, so I'm able to kind of ease into it instead of just being forced into everything all at once. Number 2, my younger kids learn from my older kids, mostly good things. They learn to walk and crawl and talk, and they learn how to make sandwiches. Like, my kids are very independent, so they make their own lunches, and my older kids will help with that. They put their breakfast together. My older kids will help with that as well. My younger kids also learn a lot of like their chores. Like, we just automatically help each other pick up, and we clean our own rooms, and they put away their own laundry at like 5 or 6. They actually start to fold their own laundry, and then at 8 they do their own laundry. Well, she doesn't fold her own laundry because she's awesome.
Yeah,
she's a little different.
Yeah, I fold them different.
She does. It's called she wads them up into one big ball. So I don't let her do hers. But my older one, he does his, and I'm okay with that. And then rule number 3, not rule, but, you know, my fact. My fact number 3, kids are not exponentially harder or more expensive. So because of the fact that I'm able to have one at a time, and mine are spaced somewhat close together, but not too close together, it doesn't make it exponentially harder. What makes it exponentially harder is the age gap for me sometimes, because of the fact that that age gap makes it so like I had to spend a little more time with my 3rd baby, but while she wanted me as well. And she had her own difficulties. Like, she had a heart condition, and so I had to spend time with her and with my 3rd baby. Now, I will say my 5th one, I don't have to worry about spending as much time with her because of the fact, this is going to sound bad, but it's the truth. But because of the fact that my older kids want to spend time with her and can spend that time with her. So while I'm doing something else like cleaning or working on the kids' homeschooling stuff, I can have another kid hang out with her and make sure she eats her bottle, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, just spend that time with her, that one-on-one time that she needs. When I get a chance, I can spend that one-on-one time with her. But it's not like I have to be with her 24/7 like I did with my oldest two, kind of thing, if that makes sense. And so it's super nice. And because of the fact that I have a lot of stuff from my older kids, they're not exponentially more expensive because of the fact that, I mean, you get a lot of hand-me-downs, obviously. But even without hand-me-downs, I do a lot of thrift store shopping just because I don't see the point in paying full price for a child that's going to stay in clothing for like maybe 3 months, if you're lucky. Because my kids grow really fast too. And so by the time they're like she's 9 or 8 months now, she's already in 12-month clothing, like 9 to 12-month clothing. And so she's already grown out of that 6 to 9 month stuff right there. Whereas like my toddler, my 2-year-old, is already in 3T or 4T clothing. You see what I'm saying? So like in some things, so in other things she's still in 2T. So it's not more expensive. I'm able to use a lot of what I have around me, and I'm able to thrift store shop. And so I'm going to do a video on this too, but I also don't have to spend that much in groceries because I stock up a lot, and I stock up in a lot of things, and so I may have to pay a little bit more at first just to start my stocking up, but in the long run, I don't have to spend that much more money. In fact, I think I spend less because I have so much of everything, and so by the end of it, I don't have to buy it. Like, I don't go grocery shopping every month. I actually go grocery shopping every maybe 2 months. And in fact, it's been about 4 months since I've actually grocery shopped. And it's just because I don't like grocery shopping. And we're able to use what we have instead of having to buy more and more and more, you know. Like I have to buy tidbits here and there, but not a whole bunch, you know. So it's not more expensive, believe it or not. Number 4, there is no typical big family mom. So I know moms that are skinnier than me and they have like 9 kids, and I know moms that are bigger than me. I know moms that are super athletic, and I know moms that are more artsy. I know, you know, there's no typical big family mom. Just because you see that we have lots of kids, it doesn't mean that we're going to look one way, you know. I think that that's a stigma that kind of needs to go away because we're all different, and we're all beautiful, and we're all wonderful, and it doesn't matter how many kids we have. There are tons of people who have 1 kid and don't like doing athletic things. They don't like being outside. They don't like going around and doing things. And so I vote that we kind of throw that stigma out the window because honestly, it's not needed. Our families are different, but we're all, you know, we're all people, and we all don't need to look one way or another. Number 5. There are lots of ways to spend time together. So we may not always do one-on-one time, like direct one-on-one time with them. Like we try to take 1 kid with us to run errands periodically, so that way we are spending that legit one-on-one time with them. But if we can't do that, we like to cuddle. We are a cuddle family. So we have like 1 night a week where we'll stay up and we'll all cuddle, or we'll
Eat ice cream.
We'll eat ice cream, or we'll have popcorn and candy, and you know, we'll just do like stuff that they like to do individually, but we'll do it all together, or where we'll be together and we'll spend that time one-on-one. Like I may just cuddle with like 1 kid, or I may be like homeschooling everybody, but spending time specifically with 1 kid. And so we're all together, but I'm not just not paying attention to 1 child. Does that make sense? Or I'm not paying attention to the group entirely. I'm paying attention to 1 child and letting them have that one-on-one time. And so that's what I like. I like having like the daddy-daughter dates, and I like having the mother-son dates and mommy-son dates. I don't know how to play that. It's okay. But yeah, I like those, but I value more, honestly, I love spending time all together as a family, and I love being able to help my kids to feel loved as a family. One, because I feel like that shows them how I feel like they should be treated and how they should treat their families in the future. But two, I also feel like it shows them how I want them to treat each other. So if I value them individually, then they're going to value each other individually. And so I don't have to worry about, don't get me wrong, my kids fight, but I don't have to worry about them fighting about quite as much or about as many of the most random things, if that makes sense, which is nice. And then number 6, it's not hard to tell my kids apart. They don't, all my kids look alike, but don't look alike. I have 3 girls and 2 boys. My 2 boys look very different. One's blonde with blue eyes. One's brunette with brown eyes. They do look different. I have a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. I have a brunette with blue eyes. I have a brunette with brown eyes. So I know all of them, and I can tell them all apart. I have them all. I delivered them. I was there at the time. And so I can tell all of them apart, and my husband can tell all of them apart, and they can tell each other apart. Now, granted, sometimes we do mix up their names. It is hard to be like, I know you. I was just looking and talking to your brother, but you are not Talon. You are Austin. Or be talking to somebody and not get them mixed up with the dog. That does happen, so you're welcome. And so, because you just be yelling at one, and then you go to talking to that child, and then you're like, what's your name again? But I can tell them apart. I do know them. I know them all, and I think they're wonderful. And
Mama remembers my friend from Georgia.
Yes, I do. So, number 7. 7. My kids are still allowed and encouraged to be kids. I think a lot of times, this is my own, I think a lot of times that people see big families and they automatically assume that you don't, all the older kids have to help out with the younger kids, which is completely untrue. And so I like to remind people that my kids are allowed to be kids. No, you don't get that for breakfast. My kids are allowed to be kids. I encourage them to be kids. I tell them to go outside and play. I encourage them to use their imagination. I don't want them to have to take care of their younger siblings. That is not their job. They did not become a parent when I became a parent. I became a parent, and I parent each and every one of my children. And so there are times where they have to help, but there are not any times where I insist on them not being a child and not doing what kids should do. They have to help with chores. They have tons of responsibilities just because we do have a large family, and they all do contribute to the mess. And so I expect them all to contribute to helping out. And then I have the 2 younger ones, and sometimes it's hard for me to get to one of the younger ones because I'm helping the other younger one. And my toddler, my 2-year-old, is actually potty trained, and so
she pees in her underwear sometimes.
She does not. So it's important for me to be able to help feed the baby when I need to, while this little one right here is going to the bathroom, or you know what I'm saying? I need to be able to spend time with both of them, and I need to be able to have help. And so sometimes they do help with stuff like that. They help with getting each other dressed. They help with
Cora go to the potty tonight.
Sometimes, and she started that on her own. I didn't even want her to start doing that. But when they wake up in the morning, she would automatically take her to the bathroom because they share a room. But she would automatically take her to the bathroom. So sometimes I know I can rely on her to help me to take Coralie to the bathroom. But I thoroughly encourage them to be children. I want them to play. I want them to have fun. I want them to laugh. I want them to learn all that they need to learn. I want them to have mistakes. I want them to overcome those mistakes. And more than anything, I want them to be happy. And so I don't want them to try to be a parent before they have to. And so I think that we need to have a little more love towards those big families, instead of thinking that we're all just crazy and don't know what we're doing, or we're just overrun, or we're all just insane and just keep having babies because we think we should, or because we just can't help ourselves. I think we should have a little compassion, because sometimes, and I love all my kids, and I love having my kids around.
Me.
Yeah. And I love being able to watch them grow. My favorite thing ever is being able to see my children to learn something new and to slowly become the person that they're supposed to be. You know, like their personalities develop over time. I feel like they're born with specific personalities, and when you watch them bloom and grow, it's just something that's so special. Like it's something that's so amazing, and I don't know. I just love it, and I just want to encourage everyone to try to be more kind and understanding. We're all different, and we're all able to be loved for our differences. And so I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next Sunday or Monday. Bye.